At the start of the round, typically you want to throw a Molotov at car, but it needs to land in a way that spreads to both in front and behind the car. You can achieve this by having the Molotov land next to car like this, so that the flames spread equally on both sides. This Molotov is important because with the best spawns, CTs can peek from the left side of car when you run up banana. You won't be close enough to hide behind half wall, so the Molotov stops them from peeking in the first place. Using the best spawn, you can also get into logs to hold for pushes. Only the CT with the best spawn will see you cross. If they don't, then they won't see you. Usually CTs throw an incendiary at the half wall choke point to stop possible rushes, but if they're aiming to burn someone directly behind half wall, it actually doesn't spread far enough to the front of logs, which means there's a small pocket for you to catch CTs moving between the gap. As this is a common incendiary, you can get past it by using your smoke to extinguish it, especially if you're trying to rush. But one step beyond that is to actually pre-smoke it so you can control where the smoke lands to extinguish the flames. The key is that it leaves a small gap between the smoke and the half wall, and this gap allows you to maintain vision as you push past it. Otherwise, if the smoke lands too close, you'll still be gray screened when you push through. Now, there's also a pre-smoke to counter CTs that throw incendiaries for the broom or logs. The smoke lands in the middle leaning towards the logs position, but it actually extinguishes both spots, so you can stand in either location. And it also provides cover to push past the bottom banana smoke to get into broom. Once you're at broom, the smoke leaves a small gap for you to punish CTs pushing down. In general, whenever you're contesting banana, it helps to have a teammate prime this flash for you. If the CTs show that they want to push, you can peek off the flash as they're coming down. The flash pops high over the building and even blinds CTs at car. As you're coming up banana, CTs might smoke the half wall choke point. Although you can choose to wait behind it, you can also burst through it with the half wall flash. The flash pops just over the wall, blinding any CTs who are holding from the corner of the sandbag. Keep in mind, CTs can only hear the sound for the throw if they're right next to the half wall. If they're further than that, they won't hear it. Often the half wall flash is paired with a Molotov for the sandbags or the corner. A Molotov for the sandbags pushes the CT out in the open so you can capitalize off the flash immediately, while a Molotov for the corner ensures CTs can't re-peek after the flash. You're also free to use HE grenades to do this as well. HE grenades often force CTs to fall back, otherwise they take a huge chunk of damage. If you don't want to use a Molotov or HE for the corner, you can also throw this flash off the wall. Because it's a wide flash, it'll push the CT off for a moment, giving you enough time to cross the angle. If you don't have any nades at all, here's how Nico clears all the angles completely dry. He starts with the corner, but he also clears these two off angles before reaching the sandbags, just in case the CT decides to play in the open. And it might look like he doesn't fully clear behind half wall, but that's because the CT would already stick out even if they were completely tucked in. Once you're at the entrance of B, you may want to draw out CT utility to make the sight hit easier. It's common to see players jiggling with the smoke out from CT, so peeking just this angle often puts enough pressure on them to use it. Once you're set up outside B and ready to take the site, one of the most useful flashes to throw is just over the roof in front of the entrance. This flash is super effective because it blinds anyone playing from CT, from spools, from the top of first oranges, and even new box. This gives you space to cross the initial angle, and once you do, you can throw a CT smoke on the run. Even if the CT smokes the entrance, they won't be able to hold the smoke since they're blind from the flash. By the time they regain vision, the CT smoke will be up already. If they're playing anti-flash, you're still close enough to get ahead of their smoke, so if they try to hold it, you're in a position to catch them. Let's say the smoke is already up. You can still use this flash to push past it. A CT holding directly in front of it will get blinded, making it easy to push past. And once you're through, having deeper flashes will make it easier to fight CTs hiding in the site. One of the best flashes to blind CTs in the site is the fountain flash. This pops behind the pillar in the center of the fountain, and because it goes behind the pillar, Ts entering the site don't have to turn since they won't get blinded much. By chaining the entry flash and the fountain flash, you have an avenue to clear the site. But one spot these flashes and the CT smoke won't get is someone boosted. Fortunately, it's actually possible to smoke this particular spot. The smoke needs to bounce off the opposite wall in such a way that it lands on the ledge. The smoke waterfalls, so it covers both the top and bottom of CT. Keep in mind though that it's possible for CTs to block this smoke as it comes flying in, so if it misses, this might be why. Now if you don't have time to throw the smoke, you can avoid the boosted CT by actually going on top of first oranges as you're entering the site. From the boosted CT's point of view, they won't be able to see you at all. This allows you to focus more directly on CTs at the back of site without worrying about getting shot from behind. But as you try to clear the back of site, you also have to watch out for CTs at coffins, which will split your attention. So having a smoke up at coffins allows you to contain the fight to just the bomb site. The smoke can be thrown before the push so that the player entering can focus solely on clearing the site. If you have Molotovs for the site hit, here's what you can throw. The first one is the new box Molotov, which forces CTs out in the open, but something to keep in mind is that this lineup sometimes doesn't fully cover the space behind the box, meaning a CT could still be positioned there. One of the more reliable lineups has the Molotov land slightly further away from the box compared to the other lineup, giving the flames more space to spread. The second one is an oranges Molotov, but to get the most out of this, the Molotov should actually land on top of second oranges. The special part about having it land on top of second oranges is that the flames actually spread down to the ground, so that both the first and second orange positions get covered. The third one is a dark Molotov. This Molotov lands in the middle of dark and covers the deep cubby, but the flames will actually spread to the small pillar too, making it hard for CTs to find cover if they're originally positioned in dark. That's gonna be it. If you found this video useful, you'll probably like this one too.